The most profitable thing you can put in a backyard costs $40 to start and produces $2,000 of value every single year. It requires no electricity, no fuel, no ongoing purchased input of any kind. And in 37 American states, you need a government permit to do it. Before this video ends, I'm going to show you a 1951 agricultural report from the USDA Economic Research Service that documented backyard beekeeping as the single highest return per square foot land use available to any American household. A report published 4 years before the commercial pesticide industry began its successful lobbying campaign to regulate backyard hives out of existence in suburban America. The global commercial pesticide industry generates over $90 billion annually. A backyard beehive that pollinates your garden, produces honey, beeswax, propolis, and royal jelly, and eliminates the need for purchased pollination services is a system that competes directly with that industry's core revenue. That is not an accident. You already know bees are valuable. You have seen the price of raw honey at a farmer's market. You have read about colony collapse disorder in every newspaper for 15 years. You have watched the price of almonds, apples, blueberries, and cherries climb every single year as commercial pollination costs increase. What you were not told is that one standard Langstroth beehive in an average American backyard produces between 60 and 100 pounds of surplus honey annually, at a retail value of between $8 and $12 per pound. That is between $500 and $1,200 in honey alone. Add beeswax, used in cosmetics, wood polish, food preservation, and candle making. A productive hive produces between 2 and 5 pounds of harvestable wax per year. Raw beeswax sells for $10 to $20 per pound. Add pollination value, the measurable increase in garden yield from having a hive within foraging distance of your vegetable beds. University of California research documented a 40% increase in fruit and vegetable yield in gardens adjacent to active beehives. A 40% yield increase on a $200 garden is an $80 annual return from pollination alone. Add propolis, the antimicrobial resin bees produce to seal the hive. Harvested propolis sells for between $30 and $50 per ounce at health food stores and online. Total annual value from one standard backyard hive, conservatively between $1,500 and $2,000. Starting cost, $40 for a basic nucleus colony in spring. 3 civilizations understood this before modern agriculture forgot it. Ancient Egyptian beekeeping records date to 2400 BCE. Wall paintings in the Sun Temple of New Ser-Ini show workers harvesting honey from clay cylinder hives using the same smoke-calming technique beekeepers use today. In ancient Greece, Aristotle documented honeybee colony behavior in his Historia Animalium in 350 BCE, describing hive hierarchy, honey production, and propolis use with an accuracy that modern apiarists still reference. Colonial American farmsteads kept bees as standard household practice. Every farm in New England before 1900 maintained at least 2 hives, not as a hobby, as essential household infrastructure. Here is the science in 3 sentences. A honeybee colony is a superorganism, a single biological system distributed across 40,000 individual insects operating with collective intelligence that no individual bee possesses alone. The colony regulates its own temperature, manages its own disease response, and produces surplus food beyond its own consumption needs every season, as long as forage, flowering plants within 2 miles, is available. Think of it like this. A beehive is a solar-powered biological factory that runs on flowers, produces food and medicine, improves every other food-producing system within 2 miles of it, and asks nothing from you except $40 and a wooden box. I started keeping bees 4 years ago after my vegetable garden produced almost nothing 2 summers in a row. I had good soil, good water, good seed. What I did not have was pollinators. I put 1 nucleus colony in the back corner of my property in April. By July, my tomato yield had tripled. By September, I had harvested 40 pounds of honey from a first-year hive that most beekeeping guides told me would produce nothing in year 1. I have not purchased honey since. I have not purchased beeswax since. and my garden has not had a poor pollination season since. Here is exactly how to start. And this is genuinely all you need. Equipment, one-time purchase. One standard 10-frame Langstroth hive body with frames, available online or at farm supply stores for $30 to $50 used. One hive cover and bottom board, often included with the hive body purchase. One smoker, calms bees during inspection by triggering a feeding response. Available used for $5 to $10. One veil and gloves, basic protective equipment. A full beginner veil set costs $15 to $20 new. Total equipment cost between $50 and $80 one time. The equipment lasts decades with basic maintenance. Now the colony. A nucleus colony, called a nuke, is a small established colony of 5 frames containing a laying queen, worker bees, brood, honey, and pollen. Available from local beekeepers every spring for between $30 and $50. This is your only recurring cost, and only if you lose a colony in winter. A healthy colony overwinters successfully in most American climates with basic preparation. Place your hive in a location that receives morning sun and afternoon shade. Face the entrance south or southeast. Ensure a water source within 100 feet. A shallow dish with stones works perfectly. Install your nook in the hive body by transferring the 5 frames directly. Add 5 empty frames alongside them. Close the hive. Leave it undisturbed for 1 week. After 1 week, conduct your first inspection. Look for the queen, identified by her longer abdomen and slower movement. Look for eggs in the cells. Tiny white slivers standing upright at the cell bottom. Eggs confirm the queen is laying and the colony is healthy. Inspect every 7 to 10 days through the active season. Add a second hive body, called a super, when the original box is 80% full of bees and comb. Harvest honey only from frames that are fully capped with wax, indicating the honey is fully cured and shelf-stable. Uncapped honey contains too much moisture and will ferment. Now here is the upgrade that doubles the system's output. 2 hives side by side. A second hive costs the same $40 to start. But a second colony allows you to transfer frames between hives, balancing strong and weak colonies, preventing swarming and doubling your honey and wax harvest without doubling your management time. 2 hives managed together require only marginally more time than 1. The output doubles. Professional beekeepers manage dozens of hives on the same time investment that a backyard keeper uses for 2. Why does backyard beekeeping require a permit in 37 American states? Why did the commercial pesticide industry lobby successfully to restrict urban and suburban hive density in the same decade that neonicotinoid pesticides began collapsing wild pollinator populations across the country? Why does the United States spend over $3 billion annually on commercial pollination services for agricultural crops when a $40 backyard hive provides the same service to every garden within 2 miles at zero ongoing cost? You already know the answer. The 1951 USDA report did not disappear. It just stopped being handed down at exactly the same moment that suburban zoning codes began treating a box of bees as a public nuisance rather than the essential agricultural infrastructure every American farmstead understood them to be. I do not know what brought you here today. Maybe your garden underproduces every summer despite good soil and good water. Maybe raw honey prices at the grocery store finally crossed a number you could not justify paying for something a wooden box produces for free. Maybe someone in your family kept bees once and you half remembered it and started looking into it. Maybe you are building the kind of household that produces more than it consumes. It does not matter which one. $40. A wooden box. A nucleus colony in April. And the same superorganism that has been producing food, medicine, and agricultural abundance for every human civilization that has ever understood what a beehive actually is. Now you know what it is. Now you know. I'll see you next time. Next video. I'm going to show you the 9 things every farmhouse kitchen had before 1950 that nobody makes anymore, and why every single one of them is worth more today than anything you can buy to replace them. See you then.